Yeah, he's going to be moving around the map.
Oh no, here comes with the perfect match as well. Going to be following up with a couple of kills as well. He gets UDIL, gets a little bit down low, but will be able to get out of that situation. But can't say the same for KOLIA, as he will get punished as he gets a little bit too deep. Temper's going to be dropped down as well. XIAN will be falling as well. And CELIBOY is going to achieve his, not just the first blood, but also a double kill in this first minute and 50 seconds of the game.
Well, great sort of bait coming from the side of Alter Ego Esports as they were looking to catch out on UDIL. But of course, it seems like these Scorpions sting them right back. Well, EARLS is just going to be opening Blazing Duet for absolutely nothing. Just to clear the waves. But yeah, a little bit too far for Koopa to run too far off from, of course, the owner. So EARLS as well as Prince are just slowly moving in while there's going to be 4 members crashing towards the top side. They want to actually secure the river crab, but it's already been cleared up already. So they are just running around for resources. And oh boy, that's a lot of damage coming from UDIL.
Absolutely insane, but we're going to see KOLIA just trying to be a little bit more aggressive, trying to get a little bit more control towards that mid lane because they really want to push towards and rotate towards his bar. Yeah, about to hit level 4, will be hitting that level 4 and applying so much pressure towards XIAN. And normally we've been seeing by far that Thamus has always been having the upper hand, but it's a little bit different when you're actually going toe-to-toe with an Angela because she has not only range but also quite the amount of damage too. But still going to be into the mix here. Still having a little bit more chill time as well. Everyone just being more comfortable because you can see on the other side, coming from the side of Notorious villains, they're just waiting for their ultimates to hit up. And right now, they're going to be extremely aggressive because KOLIA just hit level 4. So did Prince as well. Jawhead and of course Atlas is about to go to town as well. And this is going to be the perfect time too because the turtle is up as well. But sadly, the positioning, they're actually towards the bot side.
Yeah, I mean, they're not looking to be securing this anytime soon. They got to give this one away. They want to actually secure a tower instead, but, you know, Middens are not allowing to do so. And, oh boy, Envy now getting a big Wave of Dragon coming from LEOMURPHY, and that will secure the kill upon Popol and Koopa. Flicker being brought upon, and this dive will not be successful towards KOLIA. So Flicker being expended, as well as getting 1 kill. That's even more than enough, as we're looking at 2 more being delivered, and such swiftly. Within a span of less than 4 minutes, they secure 5 kills.
Well, that's the thing. No, that's the thing. I'm a little bit worried as well. Like, sure, you may be able to get a tower for yourself here, the first tower in the entire game. But the thing is, you sacrifice at the cost of 2 members, and of course, possibly even your bottom tower too.
Yeah, like, I would say that Notorious Villain seems a little bit off the radar in that sort of sense, where they should have sensed that danger coming upon, and yeah. The dive itself has resulted in, even more gold coming in for the side of Alter Ego.
I just love the fact that Alter Ego is just constantly looking for fights, but not those kind of team fights they're actually looking for. They're just looking for either LEOMURPHY trying to be going a little bit in, but CELIBOY gonna be dropping down the Tempest. Huang is a little bit down low. No, he actually not will. Huang did get out alive, but would not be the same for CELIBOY. LEOMURPHY trying to shumpo out of that situation, gets a little bit down low, but will be instantly sniped away as EARLS will be putting the hurt on him.
Now, not only the hurt will be brought upon, there's going to be a whole lot more torturing when it comes down to laning phases, as we are looking at KOLIA, of course, reconnecting with his soul. KOLIA seems to be adjusting pretty much fine so far. Of course, other than getting caught up for 2 times. It's XIAN here that I'm worried about because as a solo laner, he's being punished upon for quite a bit.
By the way, going to be seeing a little bit here. Hua gets a little bit entangled here. Going to be careful as well. Couple of damage going to be done towards the Yam as well. Hua is so low, and the thing is now he's going to be forced to back off from this fight and will not be able to contest against this turtle. CELIBOY going to be taking this opportunity to try to see if he can manage to get into the mix here. KOLIA with the perfect match. He really tried to look at, will be able to go with the fatal lanes on 2 members here on the side here of Alter Ego. Will be able to try to shred them out as possible, but they are still alive. And on the other side, CELIBOY still going down, still shredding and literally annihilating members. And now they literally had to force back away from that turtle.
Really great work moving across, and we are looking at 7-2. Things are pretty much quiet for now, as we are looking at the 17K goal lead for the side of Alter Ego Esports. Of course, having calculated the sort of disparity that they do have. In terms of gold, they are about 3,000 away, and they're going to be extending this one. Goodbye, Prince.
Oh my god, man. That's pretty much what happens if you literally try to zone out the low. But anyway, Yam still gonna be get a little bit punished by CAESIUS. But anyway, here comes our dear friend Earls trying to see if we can try to put on the damage. LEOMURPHY gets literally blocked before he could even try to reinforce the Angela. But sadly, Angela will be able to get out of that kind of situation, going back to the lane. But that's probably gonna be costing their top tower as well. LEOMURPHY once again stuck in between the rock and the hard place as well, trying to survive as much as possible. We see Feather Bombardment dropping down as well, but a little bit out of range. But CELIBOY, that's going down. Will be shredding alongside with Yam with the killing spree.
Beautiful work, and of course Pi just came in right on time alongside with Yam. Now, both threats here, Angela as well as CELIBOY. Of course, the tag team duo will be putting a lot more pain throughout the map. Half the C's has been brought there by Prince, but is that going to be enough damage? We get some flip over on the side of Pi. What Prince will be bursted down instead. This is not going to be the right move. Killing spree coming in for the side of CELIBOY. As CELIBOY knows that this is the only thing that can get out of this. They're just going to back away, and there is a turtle in 10 seconds.
Yeah, the thing is this, right? Like, you see them always... You notice how Alter Ego always try to like utilize the moments where they realize that EARLS or KOLIA doesn't really have their ultimate in time. But this time KOLIA does have an ultimate. It gets a little bit more scary as well. LEOMURPHY going with the way of Dragon, trying to secure KOLIA before he can even do anything, and will be forcing KOLIA to go back to base. And actually force KOLIA to actually use Fatal Links on the Cho instead.
Oh no, yeah, though.
Still fights going on as well. UDIL is going to be trying to reposition himself with the bird morph form. LEOMURPHY gets a little bit down low. Earl trying to get out of that kind of situation. CELIBOY trying to go for this 1v2, but just too much damage coming from the side here of the Tamers. That's going to be the end of him, and it's going to be a 2-0 trade here.
Yeah, and look at Yam. Of course, they came in relatively way too early, and of course, Villains of course spot out that sort of the attempt. Well, whoa, boy, great pickup coming in for the Esmeralda here. Oh. As the match to secure 1 for Pi.
Jesus
but look
Christ.
at that shield, though.
There's so much shields, man. That shields for days.
That's unreal. That's absolutely unreal.
That was ridiculous. But let's just try to break down a little bit. Since currently right now the game's a little bit slowed down after that last team fight. I just wanted to mention like what amazing thing that came out for LEOMURPHY when he dived into that 1v5, especially using the Way of Dragon on KOLIA specifically. That literally forced KOLIA to actually pop that Fatal Links because KOLIA was about to die, and I'm pretty sure his teammate probably told KOLIA to like commit your ult. It doesn't matter because you're gonna die anyway. But anyway, coming back towards the game here, LEOMURPHY once again just being LEOMURPHY. Just constantly just poking it in and out because he's so confident he can get out of that situation with the Shunpo, especially. Even if the enemy were to commit spells for him, it's going to be a very costly one.
Exactly. At least he's not Eddie Murphy in that sense where, of course, not cracking any comedy anytime soon.
A joke.
Yeah. Maybe I'm the one, but here comes the Waiter Dragon coming in from LEOMURPHY as they will get that catch. Pi's going to get another kill, but will they actually get more out of this? As CAESIUS goes back into her safety, and that's all that they can actually get for the current standpoint. But over the bottom side, though, 3 towers maybe for the side of Alter Ego Esports.
But this is what I'm saying, right? Like, LEOMURPHY is just constantly just focusing on KOLIA. Like, he knows like he's the only guy that can get in and get out. He's the only one that can actually do quite an amount of damage following up with the Way of the Dragon. And now we're going to be seeing Weathered Bombardment. Will be able to get out of that situation with a sliver of a HP. But that just means that he won't be here to commit into this fight at all. KOLIA trying to look for a perfect initiation. Here comes the Way of the Dragon. Here comes, we also see at the same time Unstoppable Force will be used as well, but nothing will be connecting there.
Yeah, all they wanted was to just take down the tower, but did you see the damage on that Feather airstrike?
I know, dude.
That was a little bit too much coming from UDIL, and mind you, this guy is just going to be aiming right in towards the hearts of EARLS as well as Hua if, of course, the target permits. But CELIBOY already on that attempt of taking down this first Lord of this match. Well, they want to make it quick, but KOLIA is going to be on guard. This is going to be a little bit dicey as we are looking at Pi here. He does have all those shields. He's holding on all by himself, but here comes Ling as we see CELIBOY lands that over on the side of KOLIA, and they have to actually fall back. Temper's already being used, but they see Sin trying to be a little bit sly coming in from the back door, but you will not actually get to even knock.
Dude, that was just absolutely insane, right? Like, the thing is that every situation you see KOLIA, instantly LEOMURPHY just like, hey man, nice to see, hi, nice to meet you again. How about we go on a nice lunch or maybe even dinner date? Constantly in his face.
That doesn't feel like a date to me though.
I mean, it's a very aggressive date if you ask me.
I
mean, come on, look at KOLIA, like everywhere KOLIA goes.
Not that way, bro. Not that way.
But let's be honest, like we saw 2 times, like very clearly as well. LEOMURPHY constantly in KOLIA's face. Like KOLIA couldn't even do anything. He tried to use perfect match, gets hit back with the weight of the dragon. She tries to flick it in, shoot balls right back in front of her. It's like there's just no escape for him.
Yeah, of course. It's really tricky when it comes down to this, and Notorious villains haven't really cracked the code just yet. Maybe a couple of kills here and there, but you know, when it comes down to the team fights and stuff, it seems like they have been really doing pretty much a rough run in between some of these scuffles. But you know, not to worry. I think eventually they would get the hang out of it, and hopefully by then, you know, things get a little bit more stabilized.
Oh, yeah, definitely for sure. But the thing is this right now, just first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, so sorry once again with this technical issue. But doesn't matter. That just gives us a little bit more time to break down on what actually happened. I mean, we're gonna be breaking down a little bit more when the game ends after the post game analysis.
But it hasn't ended yet.
Yeah, but we can try the
You wanna do some weather forecast, like maybe how I used to do, and like, you know, different sort of programs. But you know, like today, I'm not feeling the weather podcast feel just yet. You know, like sometimes, you know, we do have the casters because this is gonna happen. Okay, by maybe 17 minutes, maybe the Lord will possibly be taken by say X team, and then you know, somebody yoinks it away with that retribution out of nowhere, right? Yep. Yeah, pretty sure you guys have those kind of game. Right? You thought you have it in the back, but yep, jokes on this. Yep. When maybe our jungler wasn't really all too careful with you know securing certain sort of buff or lord. But hey, of course, let's look into this once again. Envy, so far, honestly, they don't really have too many international experiences facing off against all the other big teams. But because of all these ready-made tournaments, especially for the Mpl Invitationals, the first ever where we see all 4 nations collide, this is where, of course, it takes time to actually learn what your enemies can do. So it's not that any of them are bad players per se, but it's like sometimes just watching them through videos, it's not enough as a homework. Maybe some scrims, they don't really show their trump cards as well. So when you really want to prepare for that draft, you really got to be pretty much on point every single time.
But honestly, if you ask me, like, what actually went wrong, like the drafting really didn't. There's nothing really majorly wrong with the drafting. It's just like, in my opinion, it's just more like positioning. Like every time I see KOLIA or even the jaw here, right? Constantly they're just going in one lane which is perfectly set up for the rest of the team to initiate. Especially in that one fight where they didn't even need like a major initiation. They could just like cast all the skill, especially feather bombardment. One lane, that's pretty much not where you want to be in, that kind of thing. There are other scenarios, especially in the jungle. You don't necessarily have to walk in a single path. There's multiple paths you can go for. You can try to flicker over the wall. You can just take, not to say a longer route, but it's just more like a slight detour, at least in the way where the Cho wouldn't be jumping into your face, that kind of thing, you know?
Certainly would agree with that. And all these sort of picks and bans sometimes, you know, you can only ban so many heroes, right? So with that being said, there are going to be those sort of pocket picks out there as well that sometimes you just got to respect. Like there's like maybe when you're facing against Team Bosker, if Sino is playing, then maybe you might consider taking off Cho because yeah, he's been notorious on that for sure. Now, of course, speaking of Notorious, back to Notorious villains. So Notorious villains, so far they have had very interesting runs back in their debut as well. They did make it into the playoffs, and of course they did upset some of the biggest teams. At one point, of course, they were playing in KL Live where they just absolutely crashed out Bosker in that sort of a scenario. And of course, they actually left the Malaysian fans silenced back then. But, you know, now coming in towards this, it's a very different lineup, very different scenario. Now you're challenging somebody overseas, and, you know, it's a very different ballgame. And of course, so back into this game we go. CELIBOY takes off the buff and walks away like a thief of the night.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And the thing is, I just love it that they're just prioritizing as usual. They had coming from the side of Alter Ego, they know they have the dominance, they know they have the control. They're going to be fully ensuring that this Claude, this Earl will not have the opportunity to even leave that base unless without committing or even try to commit to fight for all of these resources. But we're going to see Lord's already been summoned. He's going to be pushing towards this top side. And by the time these Lords get into position, you're going to be definitely seeing LEOMURPHY as usual. LEOMURPHY just being LEOMURPHY, trying to push forward, trying to see if he has an opportunity to actually get a catch on either one of the cores or just prevent KOLIA once again. Prince going to be pushing forward with the smart missile, trying to clear the wave as fast as possible. Lord has already reached top side, so did the creep mage in the middle. And once again, you can see LEOMURPHY just trying to see whether he can find the perfect position to catch the majority of the map.
Oh, KOLIA
though.
Whoa!
Finlay is going to be pulling them all the way back. That's actually the initiation he has been looking for and waiting for quite a while and a long time though. LEOMURPhy is a little bit low, has to fall back into this kind of situation. But CELIBOY just dashing out the damage. Poho and Kuro try his best with the doggy, trying to do his much better, but Ejected is going to be flinging it right back towards that tier 3 tower. Has to force a flicker, Pi has to be forced to flicker out, but he's an Esmeralda, so he's definitely going to be surviving this kind of contest, this kind of trades for a little while longer.
Not gonna lie, that was a beautiful engagement coming in from KOLIA, and that was almost a perfect defense. But here comes the second wave coming in. O's coming in to actually dish out a whole lot. He will be able to actually retrieve himself back in towards the safety nets of his base. While Prince is actually regenerated. They are getting this big tempest over onto the street. Pi's getting all of them caught out, and my goodness. That was absolutely huge, and now it's going to be all of them getting knocked up in the air as well. Flicker coming in from the side of Hua. Now, Alter Ego is looking to close out this game in a great fashion as they are trying to get this one. Pretty much a perfect score for the Indonesian side.
Definitely for sure, LEOMURPHY going to be jumping right into the mix with Showboy with the way of the dragon, going to be kicking him all the way outside of the range of the Crystal Tower here. And now, LEOMURPHY going with a little bit of a DMs as well because he just knows they got this game in the bag as they will take this game with 2-0 for themselves.
Woo! Take my money, take my